I've seen a lot of Japanese stone lanterns in Japan and here in the States too. And I wanted to kind of put together a simple guide to being able to understand the differences and to notice the differences between the different lanterns. Now, there's a lot of different styles, but these are going to mostly be the most common ones that you'll find in a Japanese garden. At Taimadera Temple in Nara, where I actually became a Shingon monk and lived nearby for a few years, it's in Katsuragishi, and they house the oldest known stone lantern. So I have a deep appreciation for the preservation of some of these cultural artifacts. Toro, or lanterns in general, were originally used in Buddhist temples to light the pathways of the temple grounds. But in the Heian period, Shinto shrines and home gardens started to use them, so they slowly started to lose their religious affiliation. There are 5 main types of stone lanterns that you will see in the Japanese garden, but there's actually dozens of subcategories as well that we just don't need to get into right now. So the first one is the pedestal lanterns, or tachidoro. These are one of the most common, and the firebox that holds the candles is decorated with deer or peonies. An example of this is the Kasuga-doro, named after the Kasuga Taisha. This type of lantern is often affiliated with temples and shrines and tends to have a more sophisticated and elegant air to it. This is what I have at the midpoint to the garden of our house. Starting across the bridge, you can see it in the distance, sort of as a guiding light. The second type of common Japanese stone lantern is buried lanterns, or ikekomi-doro. These are lanterns that don't have a base and the post is buried. Because they're low to the ground, you can see them along garden pathways and also near water basins, often seen in tea gardens. A famous style of buried lantern is the oribe, or oribe-doro. This style is a cube that has a crescent moon on one side and a full moon on the other side. Placed lanterns, or okidoro. These are lanterns that are just set or placed on the ground. They often look like hanging lanterns that are just set on the ground near the garden or house entrance or along a pathway. The next type of Japanese garden lantern is the snow lantern, or yukimi-doro. These legged lanterns have a large umbrella-like top and a few curved legs. The wide top is there to catch the snow, so the shape of the lantern can still be appreciated in winter. Often they're placed by water with maybe 3 legs based in the water and 1 on the land. The number of legs does vary. Kenroku-en is famous for its 2-legged lantern and stretches far out into the water. We also have a yukimi in our front garden, and it really is something in wintertime that it's beautiful to see the snow stacked up on top of it, and just the openness underneath where you can see through, almost like the cage. And the last type of lantern is the natural lantern, or rough lantern, called nozura-doro. These lanterns are more natural and rougher, often using unpolished stone to give the garden an accent of age or timelessness. Again, often seen in a tea house garden where you can show the age and the naturalness of that style of garden. We also have a large one of these at the beginning of our garden path. So I hope this quick run through of the different styles of Japanese lanterns, particularly used in Japanese garden design, helps you. And if you'd like to go a little bit deeper and look at some other Japanese garden design elements and get some other ideas for your Japanese garden, check out my Japanese garden playlist.